What up, motion department? You know, back in the little daily life. Gonna have a lot of motion today. We're gonna be doing a lot of embroidery on some cool stuff, some weed plants, some streetwear designs, just cool designs in general. Looking forward to doing all that. Right now I'm on my way to go meet up with my boys. They had some boxing shorts done. I didn't do the vinyl. I wouldn't tell you guys to ever do vinyl, but I did the embroidery, front and back waistband coming clutch. We're on our way there, but man, let's get this motion going. I'm excited to get these boys these shorts overall. You know, they dropped them off to me last Friday talking about, you know, I had till this next Friday to do them for them, but in reality they called me Monday, said, bro, we messed up, I need them by Wednesday. And you know, I stand on business. That's one of the big things that I try to stay true to, man. I'm not gonna lie to people and say, hey, I can get this done, or hey, I can do this and that when I can't. I think that's how you really limit your opportunity and limit your future and whatnot. But for myself, I'm always just trying to be honest and open, and if I can do it, I will, and if I can't, I can't. I don't care about money. I'm not greedy. I care about doing quality. I care about making everybody happy with their gear. And I think that's the biggest perspective that people get lost in is, we all human at the end of the day. We make mistakes, and you know, if you value who you're working with and you value that partner, you're gonna go the extra mile, or you're gonna make sure that they know that you got their back. And everybody that I deal with, everybody who I work with, it's not just a client, it's not just a number. You're actually like a person, you're a family, a friend, someone I want to build a relationship with. And most people don't understand it when it comes to like that aspect of business, especially like in the apparel industry. But it's a cutthroat game, and why I say it's cutthroat is because you have people not valuing their worth and stuff like that. I value me, my team, everybody I intertwine with, because we're all a family. We're all chasing that same dream. My dream's to make clothes. I've been doing this since I was 13. You know, I started printing in my room at 18, and so it's at 25. I've built stuff. I've built relationships. I've built processes. You know, I've built haters. You're gonna have haters along the way. You're gonna have people that you think are your partners that are really greedy and want to eat off you, and it takes time to realize that. But once you realize that, you know what to look for, and you never let that happen again. This is what the bang gets you. It gets you a 2024. That's what the bang gets you. What up, bro? Chilling. I walked up in there. I was like, where my boy at?
I told you
I wasn't here yet. No, I was like, bro, I forgot you drove the truck. This shit way nice. It's nice. You just got this, huh? That's what the bang do, huh? But it make you look extra better though, working at this shit, huh? You like them? Everything good? Everything booming? Yeah, no. The next, I think they're really gonna fuck with you. I think you guys, what you're saying and what you're doing is really gonna pop. But one thing I want to tell you, so on the next one, I tried to give bro a little bit of room. I couldn't pull them out since on like Nike shorts, they're sewn in on the intertwine right here. Oh. You see how they have the sewing? You gotta put them. So I tried to give him a little bit so where he could tie that shit. A couple minutes away from the shop. I try to, you know, always listen to like podcasts and just how I can make my business better, or just what I'm doing better. It's easy to feel like when you're getting up and chasing your dreams, it's easy to get lost. There's no plan or no routine or no real blueprint for this. Everybody that's successful has a different blueprint, but we all kind of have the same ideologies and the same goals. And you know, I think it's all about consistency. If you are looking at building a brand, or if you're looking at, you know, finding yourself or finding your way and trying to differentiate your brand and what you're doing from what the next person is doing, it's all about consistency, right? And you got to be consistent in design, consistent in communication, consistent in just wanting to be great. I think a lot of people get lost in the fact that, you know, you need to be motivated beyond just wanting to be creative. You know, being creative is only one part of the battle. You have people that are, you know, entrepreneurship mindset that want to be creative, and then you got people that are creative that don't really know how to make the money off their sales. I know a lot of people in both spectrums, and for me it's hard. It's a thin line between delusionality and being honest with yourself. And when you're honest with yourself, you got to be able to look at it and say, okay, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? So if I'm a super creative individual and I know I'm super good at design and my weakness is, you know, monetization or, you know, marketing in that sense, I'm going to hire out, or I'm going to, you know, try to research how I can get better at practice. And, you know, if I'm an entrepreneur that's not really creative or has had trouble finding my creative vision, you know, you have to go down to the basics and find at core what you like, at core what makes you you. You can't just jump into building a brand and expect it to happen overnight, or expect it just to pop. Sometimes it does happen, and those people that it does happen for, I know they've been working time and time again. They've been working so long that we don't know, and their hard work is finally being taken care of. You know, God's taking care of them and putting that shit into the universe. And so realistically, it's how consistent are you going to be with the daily grind? How consistent are you going to be with, you know, getting up and powering through even when it's hard? How consistent are you going to be in pushing out new ideas, pushing out new designs? Like today, I've been waiting on these new, like these 5 designs to be digitized so I can make content. But I've been designing, and I got some cool shit I'm gonna show you on the computer right now when we get in. But, you know, think about it. How you're finding your creative vision entails to what makes you you. And so, like, for me, I like riding dirt bikes. I like playing with my dogs. I like, you know, being outside. And so if my creative vision, you know, I'm loud, punk rockish, it's grungy, I don't give a what anybody says, and that's kind of me. So I looked at it, when I design, I look at it, what are my core philosophies? I'm gonna stand on business. I'm not gonna tell no lies. You know, I wanna sell quality products at a quality price that's affordable, that people can, you know, get. I'm not trying to take it out the price rate or blow it up. It's certain price points or certain things that people are going for within their brand. And so when you're looking at that, you got to keep it from a perspective of what is my goal, what is the end user, or who is the target audience. Because, you know, I think, you know, as businesses is growing or going away from what I learned back in 2021 and shit like that, business is ever changing, branding is ever changing. There's no playbook, there's nothing like this. You just got to stay consistent and realize where you're at. But for the most part, you know, finding a creative vision is so broad. Break it down into what you like, what your style is, and what you would want in your closet. Don't design for anybody else. Design for you. And finding that creative vision starts with being consistent and starts with just doing it. How many people do you know that are talking about, I want to start a product or I want to design something, and, you know, you follow up with them in 2 weeks, like, what you design? And it's, oh, I haven't designed anything yet. And you're just like, that happens time and time again. And it's self-doubt, imposter syndrome, where you don't believe in what you're doing is good enough. You just got to say fuck it sometimes and put it out there. So right now, we gotta get our colors in line, 88,000 stitches. Y'all know I like to do the crazy fun stuff, but the quality is what's really most important to me. It's gonna run a little slower, but it should be a crisp, yielded finish. Okay, there's one of the back ordered ones.
As you noticed, I don't have that one's not printed in our catalog, but that one's like the new style that we do have out that we're going to be bringing in March.
Okay.
And then I don't see this one here in February, the 6522. So that might be in our March, but I will have to get that confirmed.
Okay. So going back to finding your creative vision, right? So when we're creating so much so fast that, like, I see so much creativity around me that sometimes I get like blah, over exaggerated or over exuberated, as I should say, with the overall creativity. But I like it, right? And this is stuff that I go for. So the helmet itself, why I chose the helmet with the Born to Create on it, I saw it on Pinterest. 1, I do it for content. 2, it's just to show y'all, like, I'm real life, do this shit. 3, that's just my stilo, and I'm just making a patchwork jacket that's really taking off and taking its own shape and form. But nonetheless, man, like your creative vision is all related to you. And like I heard something the other day that's talking about like the algorithm, right? And so everybody's fighting for views, everybody's fighting for likes, everybody's fighting to be on the feed. Instagram doesn't even show you your best friends anymore, and that's kind of shitty. So if you look at it, it went from social media to what they call interest media, and so you're fighting for interest. So if you are following creatives and you follow, like, let's say, packaging niche, and your homie follows like a different type of packaging niche, you're just gonna see what is interested, or you're gonna see what your homies are seeing, you know? But at the end of the day, you are the algorithm. And I don't think enough people understand that. And when I heard that, my mind was just like, because us being the algorithm is so true. If you feed into negativity, that's all you're gonna see. If you feed into, you know, lifestyle, that's all you're gonna see. If you clubbing and you partying 24/7, that's what you're gonna see. And I was dumbfounded about that, and I want you to try this. If you go on your social medias and just 7 days straight look up one fucking thing, or an assortment of things, you'll notice that within 14 days your whole social media feeds changed. The algorithm changes within like 21 days, right? And you would testify a saying I grew up: it takes 21 days to build a good habit. It's the same thing with the algorithm, right? It takes 21 days of posting content, 21 days of viewing content, 21 days of absorption for your algorithm to change into that next step. But most people aren't looking at it that way, and that's where I find a lot of these creatives get lost. It's because we're too busy looking at the next man rather than focusing on what we're doing. It's good to look at the next man, take inspiration, respect it, but don't be overly involved in it. And I don't mean to say like, yes, if that's your homie, be involved in it. Support your bro, repost shit, repost is free. Like it takes nothing to support those around you. And I'm not saying not to support those around you. But what I am saying is, if you see someone designing, that's not competition. That's not competition. They're not even, it's too many people get caught up with competition. Yes, competition is good. I'm a competitive person. Frankie's a competitive person. SK's a competitive person. But at the end of the day, you know, we're competing with ourselves, not with the next man. I'm getting money, I'm getting motion, I'm doing all this for my bros. The competition is how much can we get? How much can we keep going? The competition is with the person you see in the mirror every day. And that's, as a creative, I think that's the hardest thing that we struggle with, is because you don't like who's there in the mirror every day. And, you know, that's okay. You're not gonna like what's there 24/7, and that's the beauty of being human. That's the beauty of being a person. It's, you're going to find ways to elevate yourself, right? And so one way that I elevate is I listen to podcasts. I'm listening to things that are gonna make my life better for my daily tasks. I would be lying to you if I said that there's some days that I get up and I have the freedom to do whatever the hell I want. And so, like, where do I start? And making content is kind of a way for me to keep consistent, because making this content, doing stuff, building brands, you know, like doing shit like this is what keeps me sane. And so my perspective is, you know, I'm the motion man. He a motion man. We all motion men. You a motion man. You a motion woman. Like, it don't even matter. But what matters is that you get up every day knowing I gotta take one step to be better. I gotta take one step to make my life easier. Zapier automations, if you haven't, get on that. Why I started using Zapier in my everyday settings is to make my life easier, to where I can hop on the camera, I can be here with Frankie, I can be practicing, I can be being better as a designer and not having to do the back end work, right? So content creation, I set up a Zapier automation to where once I send myself an email, I put it into a folder. Once it's placed in that folder, automation happens, baby. It goes from Chat GPT, the topic goes into the Chat GPT. Chat GPT, you know, writes me a whole newsletter, whole video script, makes my life of making content easy. And that took me like 4 hours to set up the right way, exactly how I wanted it. It takes time. I'm only gonna get better. It's only gonna get faster in setting up these automations. It's gonna take time no matter what you do. Frankie, how long did it take you to learn this machine?
6 months.
6 months, and we still learning every day. And it's technical abilities that people shy away from. And for example, digitizing. This guy says he's gonna digitize, so I'm on his ass. And what digitizing is it's how we take a design and translate it over to embroidery. And so digitizing is super critical and super important to the overall well-being of how your design turns on clothing. But digitizing is hard to tell. This guy get frustrated at himself and stop touching it. And I'm like, come on, gang. I do the same thing. I know you have with Adobe Illustrator. We've all been there. But the thing is, getting back to it, being consistent to say, nah, I'm buckling down, I'm gonna get through, and I'm gonna make it happen. Once you do that, your creative mindset and your creative vision implodes. And why I say it like that, it's you find the capabilities of what works for you. You find your own style. You find how to be a better person, and you find the shit you like.
Tennis braces and they came with the
Details on this are going crazy. We're an hour in. Man, like, if only y'all could see the quality on this. Sometimes our big designs, they take a little while, and why they take a while is we run them slower. But if you come over here, you can see how crisp it's looking. Our master production artist, he picked the right colors. He was stressing. He was telling me, like, I don't think I picked the right colors. I told him, I have faith, my son. Like, look at that.
I feel like I wanna be inside of you when the sun goes down. I feel like I wanna be inside of you when the sun goes down. Yeah.
2 hours later, we got the finished product. 88,000 stitches.
When the sun goes down, I feel like I
Duper, duper quality.
inside of you
Right here.
when the sun goes down. Yeah. I feel like I wanna be inside you.
So, what do y'all think, man? Crazy. Alright, motion department. Next one. Sour D. My boy hit me, said, hey, man, I need you to try to embroider this design for me. I said, you know I got you with that detail. Y'all see, Born to Create came out fire, crispy. About to run 48 of those in a couple days, 2 hours each. Crazy. Then, this one that we're doing right now is taking an hour. But let's get to it. Let me go ahead and press start with you on here, and time to go.
Back to the house.
So right here, I got it going, and then I got the live stream going. Live streaming is about to, it's on already, bro. I'm hopping in, but it's really about to implode this year. The Sour D's looking nice. You know, we were kind of worried about the lettering up here. Kind of
inside of you.
I can tell.
Day finally done. It's been a busy day today, man. We did about 7 pieces. Each piece took a long time. We did a multiple bird design. These are my favorite 2 that we did today. Born to Create. Came out 5. And then we got the Sour D from my homies over at Dankland Cove. Y'all see we do this stuff, man. So when I tell you guys finding your creative vision or, you know, staying consistent and really building your brand, just keep creating. You're gonna start, when you start, you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck. It's okay. Keep going though. You'll do design, you'll produce designs. It's a start, but if you don't start, you're never gonna get better. You'll never know what's on that other side. Motion department, you know, I got y'all. Today's been a busy day. I hope you guys have some fun with me. See you guys later.